My son, wake up.
Any change in his condition? Rosalind!
There's no need to explain.
You need to come down to the hospital right away, ma'am. It's regarding your son.
My throat feels like a desert. My body feels heavy and this damned beeping thing is starting to tick me off. I open my eyes only to close them again because of the blinding light. I slowly open my eyes, letting them adjust to the brightness of my surroundings. Looking around the room, I'm wondering where the heck am I? I look at my hands to see a big-ass needle in it, following the tubes with my eyes. I see an IV, then I look at my body to see my attire. I'm in a gown, so I concluded that I'm in the hospital. As far as I can see, I don't have any injuries and I don't feel any pain, so the million-dollar question is why am I here? Turning to my right, I see a button above my bed. From my knowledge of what I see in movies, I assume it's that button patients use to request a nurse or doctor. I press it once and wait a few minutes. It looks like my guess paid off because in no time a nurse rushes into my room, a look of surprise on her face when she sees me sitting upright in the bed. Ignoring her expression, I try to tell her that I need water, but my voice only comes out as a hoarse rumble. She seems to get the message through as she pulls herself together, then walks over to a jug filled with the precious liquid I'm in dire need of. Pouring a tall glass, she hands it to me and I down it in one go, requesting another, my voice a bit more comprehensible. I drink my fill of the second glass as the nurse checks my vitals. Why I'm in the hospital and how long have I been here? I ask. I could smell she was a wolf, so I know she won't beat around the bush to tell me the issue.
You've been here for almost a week now. As for the reason, according to your doctor who transferred you here, your wolf was in extreme pain which caused you to fall into a coma.
At the mention of pain, images of me taking away Isabel's arm came to mind, then everything rushed back, giving me a colossal headache. Holding my head, I asked the nurse to call my mom. She left to fulfill my request after instructing to me lay down. I complied and felt my throbbing headache subside gradually. I try to remember what happened that day, but after the crowd started gathering, everything else is a fog. I don't understand why I'd be in the hospital for taking away some of Isabel's pain. Then it clicks. Someone must have interrupted us. As soon as that revelation came to me, the room door slammed open and my mother is standing in the doorway breathing frantically.
Oh my baby, you're awake!
Hey Mom. Tears fell down her face as she threw herself at me, bawling her eyes out.
Oh my beautiful boy, I missed you so much.
It's okay. Mom is right here.
You were unconscious for so long, I thought you'd never wake up.
What are you talking about? Have you forgotten the promise I made you? I told you, Mom, not even death can separate us no matter where I go or what happens to me. I want you to always wait for me, Mama, because I'll always come back to you. You are the most important person in my life, and when I do find my mate, the both of you will be the people I live for, so don't you ever think I will leave you, not now, not ever.
Spoken like a true man.
A voice says, making my mom, and I look towards the door. I see Uncle Michael and Jermaine as well as Aunt Jen and Isabel smiling at us with unshed tears in their eyes. They make their way over to us, as Mom sits up on the bed giving everyone space to gather around. They all give me hugs saying how much they miss me, well all, except for Isabel. She stood at the edge of the bed with her head hung low, looking at the floor like it's the most interesting thing in the world. Hey Isabel, I say, bringing her attention to me. Tears shower her face as she sobbed.
I'm so sorry, Alessandro. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been in a coma. I understand if you hate me. After all, I deserve it.
We all looked at her stunned. Why would she say something like that? I need to fix this right now. Getting up from the bed, I walk towards her and pull her into my arms. I would never hate you, Isabel. Besides, you're the one who should be mad at me. I bit off more than I could chew, so I'm not mad at you, alright? I'm angry at myself. I told her. She nods into my chest, breathing a sigh of relief. I look over at my mom to see glaring daggers at Jermaine. I wonder what's up with them. Oh well, I'll just ask later. After our emotional moments, the doctor came back to run a final checkup, then he discharged me. Mom gave me some clothes she had left here in a bag, so I went to the bathroom and changed. Stepping back into the room, I see only my mom and Aunt Jen. There was something weird about her. It was in her smell. Something about it changed. I focused my senses to pick up what it was. If I was drinking something, I'd surely choke on it right now. I can't believe Aunt Jen is pregnant. I wonder if Uncle Michael knows. She doesn't seem to be that far along. Wonder if she knows.
Aunt Jen!
I say, wondering if I should ask her.
Yes, Alessandro, is something wrong?
No, not at all. I was just wondering if you knew that you were pregnant.
I stated bluntly. She and Mom looked at me in shock.
How did you know?
You smell different.
I shrugged, placing the gown in a hamper by the door.
Did you tell Uncle Michael as yet?
I was gonna tell him, but Jermaine told us something happened at the hospital, so we rushed here before I could.
So why don't you go tell him now?
She looked between me and my mom, nervousness all over her face.
It's okay, Jen, remember what I told you.
Mom said to her. She nodded and walked out the door to go give her husband to be the good news. As Mom gathered the rest of our stuff, I say to her, "Hey Mama, what's going on with you and Jermaine?"
Nothing. What makes you think something is going on?
I knew she was lying, because that's the only time she avoids my gaze when talking to me. It's her tell. Well, the last time I saw you guys, you were acting like lovesick puppies, and now it's like you can't stand to be in the same room with him. And don't think I've missed those daggers you keep glaring at him. I say, letting her know she's been caught red-handed. She sighed, pinching the bridge of her nose. I smirked, knowing I'd won, so she'll tell me what was going on.
After you started taking away Izzy's pain, her idiot father pulled your claws out her neck, disrupting the process, almost killing you both. Needless to say, I beat the crap out of him. So Keyshawn said that after you woke up, you and I couldn't stay at the pack house anymore. That made Michael angry, but I didn't wait. I left immediately. Jermaine and I, well, we kind of started dating. We were taking things slow when we left the hospital earlier today. I went to the pack house because Genevieve had called me to help her with some wedding stuff after we were finished. I went to Jermaine's room to find him making out with some blonde. We were arguing when the nurse called me and I rushed over here.
This revelation left me speechless. Why the hell would he do that to my mom? It seems like all the men in that family are purebred assholes. I swear I will kick his ass the moment I walk through those doors. I don't tell my mom that though, because I know she'll try to stop me. Hugging her, I say, "It's okay, Mom, he didn't deserve you anyway."
Somehow I feel like this is my fault. If I hadn't opened my big mouth that day, none of this would be happening. Mom and I leave the hospital room and enter the lobby. She goes to the reception desk to sign me out. I spot Jermaine outside the door, so I speed walk over outside the moment I saw him.
Hey, Alessandro! Alessandro, what the hell? Why did you hit me?
That's for cheating on my mom, you bastard. I shot back, walking away. Mom led me to a black Jeep. I hopped into the passenger side as she made her way to the driver's seat. Bye, Isabel. I called out as we drove away, glaring at Jermaine in the process.
I can't believe Alessandro punched me, and damn, that boy has a powerful right hook. I can't believe the predicament I'm in. Fate is a cruel thing. Just a couple of hours ago, I was happy with the woman of my dreams, and now both she and her son hates me. Why can't I catch a break?
You know you need to fix this, right?
I know, Izzy. I just don't know how Rosalind won't even look at me unless it's to glare daggers my way, and now Alessandro hates me.
I have an idea. Go home, take a shower, dress in something nice, casual but nice. I'm gonna invite Rosalind, Alessandro, Genevieve, and Michael out to that new cafe my friends and I hang out at. Tonight is karaoke night, so meet us there around 8. I'll sign you up for a song under another name and text it to you, so it doesn't look suspicious. Then when it's your turn, you sing your apology to Rosalind.
Wow, that's a great idea. Thanks so much, Izzy. I say, giving her a hug. See what I mean by best little sister in the world. We reach home and Izzy runs out of the vehicle to set her plan into motion, starting with Genevieve as I park in the garage and head inside to get ready. It's almost 7 and it's a half-hour drive to the cafe, so I don't have much time. Plus, I had to think of the perfect song. I'm about to walk up the stairs when I heard Keyshawn say,
"Jermaine, stop."
I sigh, wondering what he wants now. I don't have time for chit-chat. I turn around to see him looking rigid like a rogue, crossed the border and escaped or something. I hope it isn't that, because I need Izzy for the plan to work, and he won't let her leave if that's the case.
I heard the conversation you and Rosalind had today before she left. Is it true? Are you really in a relationship with my mate?
The wait, is that what he's here to talk about? Well, I should have expected as much. Also, did I hear him refer to Rosalind as his mate? First of all, Keyshawn, she isn't your mate. You rejected her 17 years ago when you had the chance for weeks. Now to take it back and you didn't, instead you insult and accuse her and your son. You let the pack spread all sorts of nasty rumors about them, especially your so-called Luna Amber, who, might I remind you, is the one you chose to be your mate. So to answer your question, yes, Rosalind and I are in a relationship.
She is my mate mine. You can't be with her. What kind of person gets together with their brother's mate? Alessandro is your nephew, and you knew I was gonna try and get Rosalind back and take back my rejection, and yet you still betrayed me.
Ha! Betray you? That's a laugh. You, the one doing all the betraying. Brother, first you did it to Mom, playing the guilt card all those years ago to get her to forgive Dad even though she was miserable and wanted to leave him, because even though he apologized, he continued to cheat. I bet you thought I didn't know. Right then you betrayed Rosalind and your son. Besides, how were you planning on getting her back when you've not attempted to? All you do is hurt them. I have loved Rosalind since junior high, and imagine my surprise when I found out she was your mate. It broke my heart, but because you're my brother, I buried my feelings, and what irked me the most was that you dared to reject the most beautiful woman in the world, who provided you with an amazing son. You had everything I wanted, and you threw it away for some rich bitch because of your mate's status in society, because she wasn't rich enough or came from a high-end family.
How dare you try to use Mom and Dad's relationship against me? I did what was best for this family. Dad couldn't rule without a Luna. The pack would fall apart, and you and I were kids. We needed our mother. So don't act like this is all my fault. If you had kept your big mouth shut, they wouldn't have separated in the first place. Everyone has to make sacrifices in life, and that's why I made Amber the Luna. We would only rule as comrades, but that's something you wouldn't understand. Also, if you're so in love with Rosalind, then how come she caught you kissing Cassidy, huh?
You can make all the excuses you want, Keyshawn. The fact is, you always do what Dad says no matter who it hurts, because deep down the both of you are cut from the same cloth. And you're saying I know nothing of sacrifices, but you couldn't be any more wrong, brother. Do you know how many times I walked in on Mom cutting herself? She was depressed and dying on the inside day by day. She even tried to commit suicide once. Luckily, I was there to stop her. You have no idea what it's like growing up watching your mother suffer and couldn't do a damn thing to help her. Also, I didn't cheat on Rosalind. Cassidy hid in my room and jumped me like some kind of dog. She was the one who kissed me, and when I tried to push her off, she stuck her claws in my shoulders to keep me in place. I walked away after I said my piece, but was once again interrupted.
Well, whatever happened with you and Rosalind, it's too late now, because neither of us can ever. Dad has forbidden us from seeing her, and if you do, he'll have you banished.
Oh, really? Is that coming from my father or the Alpha? Well, either way, I don't care. I will be with Rosalind whether you and Dad like it or not. Besides, that little threat doesn't scare me. This pack isn't the only one I know. I've made alliances with packs all over the world, so if I'm banished, I still won't be a rogue. I replied, then continued my journey up the stairs before he could hinder me any longer. I see Genevieve at the top of the stairs, looking at me. I know she heard everything, but I don't care right now. All I need is Rosalind. Hastening my steps, I walked past her. She turned to me and asked,
You didn't cheat on Rosie, did you?
Sighing softly, I say, No, Genevieve, I didn't.
I believe you. I knew you wouldn't do something like that, so I'm gonna help you get her back. We're going to this cafe in town tonight. Izzy invited us. Why don't you tag along, and I'll pull Rose away from the crowd, so you guys can talk.
It's the same as Izzy's plan, so I nod my head and express my thanks, then walk to my room to get ready. I just really hope tonight goes as planned.